And now let's talk about kind of how I think the starting lineup for this team could probably look. So at point guard, I think you could be seeing Kira Lewis Jr. At shooting guard, you could see Jaylen Noel. At small forward, I think Kyshawn George is probably going to be playing the go-go, at least for the beginning of the season, until they move some guys. At 4, I would see maybe Justin Champagnie, and at 5 would be maybe Tristian Vucevic. And then off the bench, some guys I do want to talk about. So I noticed they did a trade. They traded Eric Stevenson for Jake Stevens. I'll kind of get into that a little bit later in this video about some of who kind of is not with the team anymore and who's kind of doing new additions. But Eric Stevenson played with the Texas Legends and the Austin Spurs last year. He was with the Wizards in Summer League. He's a shooting guard, I believe, out of West Virginia. So he's now going to be on their bench. Another player that they just recently did a trade for, Mohamed Guy. They traded Devon Dotson's rights to the Raptors 905. Mohamed Guy was a player for the Raptors 905. He got a 10-day and then got a 2-way contract with the Raptors. I think they cut him, but then he played only one game for the Charlotte Hornets Summer League team, but unfortunately he did get hurt in his first game, but he was balling. Like, he was killing it. So, that's how it goes. But I'm happy that, he's potentially, we don't know yet, anything's not been announced, but I think maybe there's a chance, unless it's Devon Dotson going to the Raptors, but I think he's overseas, so they wouldn't have just done that trade like that, unless maybe it's for the future. But I think Mohamed Guy could be coming in, because they did trade away Jake Stevens, so maybe that's a possibility. Now, moving on to some of the returning players on this team are Taylor Funk and John Butler Jr. I think, well, there's nothing confirmed about these two guys, but I do think they'll be back because both of them did play Summer League with the Wizards. They were, I think, the returning players from the go-go on the Wizards this year, not including some of the two-way guys. But, Taylor, I believe I saw on his Instagram story, was actually at a Washington Mystics game, so I do think there's a chance he could be back with the team. John Butler Jr., if you actually don't know, he was part of the 3-on-3, I think it was the American Cup tournament. I'm curious now to see if he'll be back, but I think he could be. So maybe that's like your 5, coming off the